Ooh.
I started this podcast to explain the theology and meaning of a creation called original origin, or OO for short. OO encompasses original origin stories, original origin comics, and the rest. That's a place unto itself, but we'll get back to that. The rest houses marl, alluvium, tract, earth, and land. Land is where our story begins. Land is where all stories begin. So, before there was anything, there was, of course, nothing. Emptiness, darkness, nothing. Until one very strange moment. That moment lives at that point and all other points in all of time and space, and in every plane of thought and consciousness, in all of existence, ever. In that moment, intention appeared. The intention of a sound manifested, an answer to a question finally heard, by a word that was spoken aloud and with conviction. That word was yes. Yes. The moment that sound was manifested, it was so along with physical life. You would call it plasma. Instantly after that, energy started to flow in until it turned into light. And that light began to focus its own glow, growing brighter and stronger and hotter, until that light ignited into a raging flame called a plelif. And it illuminated all of land. The fire was created from pure will and nothing more. But it grew, and it did well the only thing it knew to do. The fire destroyed, until one day it gained the awareness and want to be, and grow into more, to learn, to create. Te, as he came to call himself, the first firelight and the sayer of yes, the first word, was the first flame in existence, an ever-burning fire, relentless. Te was also the only fire in this endless darkness and destruction for a very long time. One day, in a moment of reflection, Te realized that the flames that helped consume the endless materials it destroyed at times seemed to separate or disconnect from him. This was intriguing to Te, so he began to focus all of his energy on understanding that separation, on why it happens and how. Is it still Te when it is not? Is it Te, or was Te it? Are both true? Are both true? Are none? This went on and on again for a very long time, until one day when Te was doing the only thing he knew, destroying. He decided that he just didn't want to anymore. So Te moved away from the destruction, but the destruction continued on its own. There was a tiny spark that completed destroying, and it wanted to burn like Te did. And Te could feel the tiny spark's intent, its will and desire to grow into more. In this pivotal moment, Te felt a deep love for this tiny spark that now was somehow continuing on by its own will. It had the same light, energy, life, and fire Te felt inside of himself. He began to focus his attention on her and teach the tiny spark, giving part of himself to her, until one day the spark, or Na as Te came to call her, blossomed into a flame. As she went on growing and growing, she did well the only thing it knew to do. The second fire destroyed for a very long time. Until one day she gained the awareness and want to be, and grow into more, and learn and create. Na, the second flame, in a moment of reflection, focused her energy back toward Te, realizing that she needed to help Te replenish the part of the flame he gave her for so long. In this moment, Na felt a deeper love and understanding of Te. She could feel something familiar about him. He still had the same light, energy, life, and fire Na felt inside of herself. And that primal connection between the two was pure, and soon was deeply focused. And it grew into an energy that pulled the two flames together. In pure love, the two flames became one, once again, but yet still remained separate. Then a third light ignited, 100 times brighter than ever before. It began illuminating the rest and fostering darkness, creating a third flame that was its own, but still had the same light energy, life, and fire Te and Na felt inside of themselves. On, or the creation, brought with him love and compassion, but also with that brought hatred and revenge. On was duality in physical form, blessed and cursed by both the dark and the light of life. Chaos. On inspired art and incited war in the same spoken word. He would rouse great thinkers and infamous tyrants alike. On is the soul of U, its life force, the infinite flame. In the light of On's flame, Na and Te could now see each other's armor, what you would call skin. This was the first change. There would be more, each important in its own respect. With the light of the infinite flame on, one after the other, throughout all of the rest, an unending and ever-growing amount of flames and sparks emerged. U was born. I'm really excited to finally bring this to the public, and I hope you enjoy it. I created this concept about 8 or 9 years ago, and I've been slowly working on it, sometimes leaving it to age in a cardboard box or something, but I always come back to it. It's constantly on my mind, and I always escape to that universe I created over the years. The last time I picked it up, there was a huge surge in my content creation. It grew larger than I could even imagine. I knew I had something different and special in front of me, and it might not be ready or the right time to do this now, but I feel like it needs to be done. Storytelling has gotten stagnant and repetitive. I hate it, and I'm pretty sure you do too. Depending on the fandom of your choice, you may be feeling betrayed or possibly even attacked for being a fan or simply wanting the source material just to be true to the vision of the creators. Stories are meant to elicit feelings, both positive and negative, but not for how they're told. And why a story is told has always to me been so singular, to give something great to the audience, to entertain someone. It's not for the ones telling the story. I mean, I get something out of providing an escape for someone, sure. I just want to tell a good story, and I want to tell it in a different way. But continuity needs to be key, and it should be at the heart of the story. There shouldn't be any unintentional continuity errors either. The time and focus I've put into the connections between the people and tribes, the lands and realms, the businesses and the brands, the events and issues that take place, the dates, even the words and languages that are used, is almost 10 years in the making. What I'm planning with the debut of this epic tale, which is told in portions, each standing alone, telling its part of the bigger story happening all at once, is ambitious. And I believe the only thing holding anyone back from doing it is the focus and time, and most importantly, the want and will to try and tell a good story. I've put in the time and focused on the details. The stories are good and they're original. I'm going about this a different way too. I was inspired by life and how we live it. And storytelling, for the most part, has always been a story starting from a single point. That's how it's done, one story inspiring other stories with spin-offs and offshoots and other offerings based on that one original story. Trying desperately to cobble together some horrible imitation of continuity and logical plotline. And those will forever be judged and held up against the original piece of work. Ooh starts at those story offshoots to provide continuity and reality to entertainment and the storytelling experience. Not from the inside out, but from the outside in. You learn about everything behind the stories before they're told. It's how we all learn and come to understand things and people and life. So I felt a story could and should be told that way. This is still a work in progress, and it will continue to be. I'm putting most of my extra and free time into making this a reality, and I hope you get to enjoy what comes of it. Anyway, thank you for staying and listening to the end. I hope you stick around to see where it goes from here. This is Ali, saying stay determined, find motivation in the small things, and make every thought all about your dreams. Take care.